Morning, folks. So, Jesus' teaching on Matthew chapter 5. This one's been another bit of a humdinger this morning. So Jesus has been talking about what it means to live in a right relationship with God. He says, in the Old Testament, it says you can do this, but really, he says you should do that. So he says in the Old Testament, it says don't murder, but really don't even murder people with your words. He says in the Old Testament, don't commit adultery, but in the New Testament it says don't even look at a woman lustfully. And what Jesus is saying is, if you really want to live in a right relationship, this is what holiness really means. And so in divorce, it says, it's been said, anyone who divorces his wife must give her a certificate of divorce. But I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife except for marital unfaithfulness causes her to become an adulteress, and anyone who marries the divorced woman commits adultery. Now, this isn't actually about whether you can remarry after divorce. What this is about is if you're married to someone, stay married, make the effort, put it in, keep going. Because actually, if you divorce somebody, you set them loose and put them into a world of sin and pain. And actually, any woman who was divorced had no choice but to remarry, no choice but to commit adultery. That's what Jesus is saying. So if you really want to live the holy life, keep your promises. Now, of course, if she commits adultery, then that's obviously grounds for divorce. But what Jesus is saying is to avoid what was no-fault divorces were common in Jesus' day. They were called any cause divorces, and people would just marry someone for burning the toast. They just had to say 3 times, "I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you," and that's it. You were gone. And the certificate of divorce, by the way, also said that you are free to marry anyone else. That's what it meant. But Jesus is saying that there's still a unity amongst those two, and you can't do that without causing damage. So if you really want to live in a right relationship with God, live in a right relationship with your husband or wife. And that can be difficult. There's such a high divorce rate today. I know marriages take time, they take effort, they take a lot of talking and a lot of heartache and pain sometimes. Cool, Katie and I had fights in the early years of our marriage. Thankfully, that's all done with. We don't tend to argue too much because we know each other well enough after 25 years. But please, work at your marriages. Keep your promises. And I pray for you that you'll be blessed as you do this. Have a good day.